For those beginners, we sit and meditate. Now we have this body of ours, we have this feeling of this body. And we have this, what we call it, our mind, your awareness, you're aware of this body. And at the same time, you are also very aware that your mind got a lot of thoughts, spinning thought. All this thought that is surfacing within our mind. And we can discover that our mind is very milky, also called engaging with lots of thoughts, thinking. So when we meditate, we try to focus the whole body as a whole. Pay attention to the awareness of the whole body sitting here at the initial stage. Now, why do we do that? We keep directing our focus back to this feeling of the body to anchor the mind. Because this is something like a tug of war. The nature of mind, the nature of this sankhara, it keeps spinning external things. Go out. And that's why we can't achieve internal peace. So by directing our attention back to the body, keep directing it back to the feeling of the body as a whole, sitting here. And that is to say, the moment you try to feel the body, bang, another thought arises again. It spins you out. And that shows that your mindfulness with the body is weak. And the thought is too powerful. It just sucks you out. So you got to slowly pull it back to the body. Why we say pull it back to the body? Because our body is very coarse, right? And it's very easy. You just feel it. Just feel it. Just direct attention and feel it. Until you reach a stage where this thinking process, this thought that's arising start to subside. And how can you identify that? You will know that the thought is still there, but it doesn't have the kind of influence or impact on your focus of the body. And as you go along, you feel that you're able, that your breathing become more and more prominent. You can feel the body, and slowly you can start to feel the breathing become more and more prominent. And when the mind, the thoughts get lesser and lesser, slowly you see that your focus on the body and the breath become more and more sharper, until the mind comes to a complete calmness. Now, it might sound easy. It's easy for people who are experienced or acquainted with the methods. They just focus only, bang, the mind go inside straight away. But people who don't, or most of the time never want to do it, you find it very difficult. And that's why we cannot experience the calmness of the mind. But once you are able to achieve just one time, then you have the confidence that, oh, this mindfulness of the body, like what the Buddha say, is so powerful. And yet, we overlook. We are too engrossed with the external thing. That's why our mind is very tired, no joy. It's full of all these thoughts, thinking, plus emotion, mood swing, and thus created our mind to be in a very painful stage. That's why it's always good, as a lay people, to come to the monastery, a place of worship, a place where you can develop calmness. And of course, some might contest, why must we go monastery? Can we do at home? You may, but the problem is that you're at home, sometimes your mind will be meddled with a lot of chores, the responsibility. You can't help it. You keep thinking or worries. The worries that are spinning in your mind. Even you're sitting, you still think. That's a problem. That's why when the Buddha talked about mindfulness of the body, we don't hear his advice. We believe what we think is right. And that's why we keep thinking about external things. But if we were to direct this attention of ours into the body of ours, especially the most prominent one is your feelings. You can feel. You can be feeling very tense. Now, we don't just focus on the tensions. You can exercise your right to tell yourself to relax. You relax. Tell yourself, relax. Relax from the head downwards, all the way. Relax your head. And once you can feel that the sensation sweep through the head, you can feel there are certain pains or tensions or twitching sensation around the head area. You can arrest it, or you so-called address. And slowly you go down to your spinal cord. Try to scan around your spinal cord. And your buttock or your pelvic bone, they're sitting now. And relaxing your right thighs all the way down to your feet. Your left thigh all the way down to your feet. Relaxing the both shoulders. That sometimes we get tense up until we don't notice it, we doesn't notice it, until we practice mindfulness of body. And as you practice mindfulness of body, it's connected to what? Your feelings. This is interconnected. So as you're focusing on your body, you're also at the same time focusing on the feeling also. This is how you feel. And try to relax your whole body so you can feel a sense a real relaxation with this form of meditations. It is not only benefiting your body but also your mind. Your mind can have a focus of the presence. That's your body. Because our body doesn't run. It's sitting here cross-legged. And that's why we can identify a lot of things. We can notice a lot happening right in front of us. If we talk about sati, this is called sati. If you want to talk about awareness, this is called awareness. It's just definitions of words. Sati sampajanya. So never underestimate each and individual potentials in developing this skill. This is the highest teaching of the Buddha. Meditation to develop your mind. So that our mind don't be under the control of defilements. We exercise the restraint. We give the mind a themes, a meditation themes, mindfulness of the body. It's very neutral, and yet everything is enveloped inside here. You want to talk about the noble truth, it's here. You want to talk about anicca, impermanent, it's here. Dukkha, also here. Anatta, it's all found here, this body of ours. Don't go looking at outside things. Don't looking into the book for your answer. You will never find it. But if you were to do this simple kinds of focus onto the body, until you are fully established, you understand what is called samadhi. You can direct your mind to a state of concentrations. Then your mind will automatically realize a lot of things when the mind gets calmed down. Then you see the truth of the practice, the happiness that comes from the practice. But during the period of practice, before we can reach the maturity in our practice, or so-called develop the skill and master the skill until we are expert. Then we realize that how important concentration practice is, so important in our life, especially as a human being. How this being able to direct our mind into this present moment and be at ease and be at peace with ourselves, so that our mind can gain the strength, can have the wisdom to see things clearly, so that we don't get cheated by our own defilements, all this thought, supposition thinking, story making. But of course, for a person who never experienced calmness, it's very hard to understand the simple mindfulness we must achieve first. This is the first step. So by directing the attentions onto our body, our own body, the different parts of our own body. Then you find that, oh yeah, the more you think about your own body, the more your mind gets more and more brighter, more and more concentrated and more powerful within yourself. Both bodily and mentally, you are charged. It's just a battery. Instead of letting your mind thinking of things without our control, you just go. And we don't like to control it. We say, this is the nature of the mind. No, this is not the nature of the mind. There must be a break. And because there's no break, we thought that this is very natural things that are happening. Because they're always engineered by greed, by hatred, by delusion. Even people with wholesome thought. Sometimes when you do overthinking, same thing. It happens. But it happens in a good way. But the mind is very, very taxing and very, very strange. Strain. S-T-R-A-I-N. Strain. Stressful. And why we do chanting? We do chanting is to prepare the mind to be able to focus on the words of the chant. Your eye focus, your mouth. Repeat after the books. And all this involve what? Presence of mind, mindfulness. And when your mind slip off, you can see that, a thought comes in and you forgotten what has been chanted. You can't follow or you lost track. And this is a very, very common symptom that people will experience when they're doing chanting. The minute you're not focused, that's it. The thoughts will come in and pulls you away. And you'll find that even though the book's in front of you, your eye is watching, but you're not focusing on the book. You're focusing on the thoughts. And the thoughts are so fast. One snap moment and boop, gone. So can you imagine? It's so risky for human being. The mind travels so fast. One thought moment, you can go to a place, another new place. The same thing. And why are we directing the mind or the focus to pay attention to the body? Is to instill a good habit for your mind to stay with the body. So they have this presence of mind, this awareness that's present all the time in front of you, so that we don't make mistake. And we know how to put the mind to rest. When we need to rest, we just focus inward, that's all. Like what has been explained just now. Just relax your body. Just do a self relaxation exercises by repeating, giving command to your own mind. I use the word giving the command to your own mind. Tell yourself that you're going to relax. You can relax your eye, your ear, your nose. Take a slow moment. Your head, spinal cord, the right leg, left leg, right arm, left arm, the whole body, or even your stomach or whatever place. You can do a full script. We call it mind scanning to relax your body. And by doing so, you are actually instilling mindfulness into this body. And the more you do, the more you're opening up lots of things. You talk about the elements of the body. You can really feel the presence of your head, which normally we human beings don't take notice at all. You can really feel your eyes, your right eyes, your left eyes, and the vibrations that's inside your eyes, the pressures, your ears, and the ringing sound inside your brain, your nose, the breath, breathing in, breathing out, the sensation of the chest, of your lung, that is pumping in with the breath. You can see the lung expand and how it collapse, expand, collapse. And as you focus along, you have different kinds of sensation which you will notice. And you will know, wow, so interesting this body of ours. Like what the Buddha said, the university of the body. Study here. Look inside. Feel it. The breath brushing through your back. Everywhere your mind penetrates, everywhere your mind focus, you can feel it straight away. The different kind of sensation, whether they are hot, cold, tense, twitching, painful, or whatsoever. But we always try to do it in a very relaxed mode, M-O-D-E. Not pushing, no. No rushing, not trying to do things in a rush manner, no. In a very calm and relaxed mood. And if by directing your mind onto your body 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 round, 5 round, 10 round, 20 round, keep doing it until it become more and more clearer, more and more sensitive. And see the mindfulness deprived from containing it to the body. So powerful. And we can maintain this kind of mindfulness, this kind of calmness for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. In this kind of absorptions. So these are something we should develop in our practice. And we are acquainted, then you'll find that it's so easy. When your mind is very calm, you just focus, the breath will surface by itself. You can watch the breath and just stay with the breath. Enjoy the breathing now. You don't have to force yourself to the breath, because by forcing yourself to the breath, you must understand the breath that's the most prominent is your nostril. And lots of people, they like to force themselves to be mindful of the breathing and tasks. Instead of relaxing, they develop what? Headache, tense chest, back pain. In the back of the center part, they feel pain. Because why? You try to force yourself to focus onto the breath. You try to make the breath prominent or clear to yourself. So anything that is using force will create what? Tensions. And this is what happened. That's why by using the body as a anchor point first, and when your mind start to calm down, it's easy to switch to breath. It's easier. But certain people, they might prefer straight away go to breath, which is not wrong, correct. But people who have a lot of thoughts will find that breath is too refined, too coarse, because our mind is so rough, so chaotic. When you're dealing something very rough, you got to use rough thing. And as the mind change, calm down, you see straight away easy. Until you got nothing, the mind doesn't want to think. And breathing doesn't involve thinking. You just rest yourself to the breath. The breathing in, breathing out. And as your mind reach a stage of calmness, so calm, you just watch your breath. The minute you touch into the breath, you'll see your whole mind just brighten up like that. It's very fast. You just get brighten up like opening a switch.